This
The
conference will
standard,
now be recorded.
right? So the in-memory capability, which was pretty standard. So that is like you bring in the data, you load the data into the app, all the data goes into the app, and all
Okay,
the data goes into memory. So that is the standard process.
right.
Then we have is segmentation or document chaining. Segmentation is rather than putting everything into one app, you split the apps. Right? If you're
Okay,
working with global data, rather than putting everything into one app, you split America, Europe, Asia. And then you also have a global summary level app where the users can access global app. And then if they want detail, they'll go to that specific region for more or further detail.
okay, you can chain them. Okay, got it.
Right. That's
By
the point.
providing the link, right?
Yeah. And then what we also saw was on-demand app generation. So the whole idea was we'll create a summary level app. So it would be a summary. It would give all the high-level KPIs.
Right,
Right?
right.
It would tell you what are the sales, what are the top products, what are the sales over year, over month. Right?
Mm-hmm.
When somebody says, okay, I want to see the sales for a particular day, for a particular hour, for a particular store, we'll then pick up that data from the big data repository. So the big data repository can be QED or can be the database itself. So we'll pick up that data and give it to the end user for further analysis. Right. Along with this, we also saw uh, direct discovery is what we started first with.
Yeah, I
Right.
think
In
that's the
direct discovery,
top. Yeah.
right. In direct discovery, we saw we don't load the data. We just create the connection to the data set and create the charts. So when you work with the charts, it on the fly picks up the data from the database and gives you the visualizations. So
Oh,
that
that
is what we have till
directly
now
comes to
seen.
the database. Okay.
Okay, right now you can see some territory ID, special offer ID. All these are coming from the database itself. This sum of subtotal. Any change in
So
the database
the,
would reflect
the
over here.
data doesn't get transferred into this QEF, right?
Correct.
Okay. And what is
Well, this
the
was one of the leading features, couple of years back, but this has taken a backseat for Qlik. The way I understand is they're not investing more on this to develop this capability.
okay, the
It
direct
is
dis
good for you to know, yeah. But like I said, the limitations are it can work with only one table,
okay, okay.
right? So you can have a direct query script only with one table in your database. That makes it challenge. So you can have it with only one transactional DB.
Oh, okay. So you cannot have more than one table.
Yeah, in a direct query, yes.
Oh, okay, okay, got it. Okay. Can you go back to your presentation? I wanted to ask a question on the previous one, on-demand app generation, right?
Yeah, this one
How
only.
do we
Right.
how do we pass the user selection to create a new one? How do we do that?
Okay, that is, we'll see that. That is the automated process of Qlik. That is what Qlik has created a better way to do it. So it is
Oh,
a capability of Qlik, right? So
oh,
we'll look into that. Okay.
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 All right, I'm good.
So now let's start with ODAT. So first thing what we'll do is let's create a summary level app. Let me assume I'll create a summary level app. In this app, it's the same process that we use. So this is the main app, right? So this will be the first app. So in this app, we'll use the same process. What we'll do, we'll load regular QVDs, we'll create data model, and we'll create some summary level KPIs. Let me load the data. So first, let me load detail. So all I'm doing is a regular app development process here. So first I will create.
Okay.
Now in this app, so ideally I have loaded the most granular level data also.
Okay.
One thing I'll do is I'll remove the detail. I don't need the sales order detail.
Mm-hmm.
I think I should not have loaded all of these things. I will delete sales order detail. For example, product category. Okay, in this app, I'll have only two data, two tables. One is sales order header, and another is sales territory. So this becomes like a summary level only, right? So sales order header is just a summary level app, correct?
Okay.
Summary level information. So the invoice level information is in sales order detail, correct?
Yes.
Right. So now I've done this. I'll just go create a summary level sheet. So I'll call this as dashboard. And here I will create all analysis. For example, subtotal. What is a subtotal? Then I will use this subtotal to show territory ID wise. Use that's all I'll create. Two summary level visualizations.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So when the user comes in, he'll say sales is 109, tax amount is this. I can give
Mm-hmm.
more KPI around count of orders.
I'll type in order ID. Yeah, something.
Right. So I have this sales, tax amount, total orders, correct?
Right.
Now, from here, suppose I want to see all the invoices or I want to see what are the products. Of course, the products data is not here. So that is what we'll create another app called details. Right.
Okay.
In this app, we will load the products table. So over there, we are loading the order data, which is 35,000 records. So less number of records. In this app, we'll load more number of records.
Okay.
Right. So what I have is sales order detail. I'll also load the sales order product. Now product I will load using where exist. Correct. I'll say where exist
Okay.
product ID. You know what where exists does, right?
Yeah. So,
Once we load this table,
uh-huh.
whatever product ID is here, it will bring the data related to those product IDs. Correct?
Oh, right.
Same thing I'll do it for product category and product subcategory. I'll name this as product category name.
So you have two load statements, or oh, okay. So different tables. Okay, got it. So you are
Right.
creating a new
Now,
app here. Okay, I got it.
correct. New app. Basically here I have brought in sales order detail and sales order.
Header both the tables, right?
Yeah. I won't get the order table over here. I'll just use the sales order detail table over here and the products table. So what I will do is now I'll create a detail view. For example, for this, for sales order ID. So let's say I edit. First thing we'll put is order sales order ID. So we'll count how many sales order IDs are there.
Right.
Right. It's the same number of sales order ID. Right. So these are 31,000 sales order. Now, what all we have? We have all the details over here. For example, what is the unit price? What is the invoice? Correct?
Right.
For example, what we'll do is we'll just create a simple table for now. We'll not to understand this better. So if I want the details, so here are the details.
Right.
Sales order detail ID.
Mhm.
Right. Then I can add dimension, product,
Mhm.
product ID, dimension as product category name. I can put a dimension as unit price. Right. Now what you're seeing is product ID, sum of unit price, and for that particular sales order ID, what was the products that was sold, and what are the sum. So this was the overall detail, right? So I'll also have to bring the product category table to complete the association. These are the details, right? Which is the sales order ID, how many products in a particular sales order ID, and sales order detail ID. So I'll also add the sales order ID for this.
So
Okay.
for a
So
given,
now,
go,
hmm,
no, no, go ahead. Go finish that.
so for if I go to my summary level app, this is my summary level, which has the sales order header data.
Right,
If I want to see all the sales order detail for territory 3, so how do I do it, right? So I go to this app, and whatever sales order ID here in the for sales for territory 3, there are 385 orders. So I need to mark those 385 orders here and filter them and see the details, correct?
right,
So you understand, right? They're two separate apps.
right,
So now comes the question of your question: how do the filters move, right?
right,
They
right.
have made it very easy in Qlik with the latest versions. All you have to do is where you just have to use a where clause. You'll have to say where sales order ID.
Mm-hmm.
One second. So I'll have to use a very simple where clause. So where match. So you know SQL scripting. Are you aware of
Yeah,
where
yeah. I've
in
got some
statement?
simple queries. Yeah, I know var
Yeah,
class.
yeah. So it is. You can just write where match sales order ID is equal to sales order ODAG underscore sales order ID. So this is the keyword to pass the filters from that app to this app.
Oh, okay, okay.
So this is, they have made it very simple. Earlier there was a little complex subrouting you had to maintain, but with the latest versions, right, they have made it very easy. All you have to do is ODAG underscore sales order ID. So this app, your work is done, right? So in the main app, right? So this is the summary level app. We call this as the main app. This detail app is ideally called as a template app. Okay, let me name this as template. You
Okay,
always name it as template app. Okay, that
okay,
is a template that you have created. Now in the
right,
detail, in the summary level app, this app, you'll edit. If you remember, we discussed, I told I'll talk to you about later, app
oh,
navigation links, correct?
okay, okay,
So I can click on this. I'll say create new. I can say, okay, sales order details, right? And I have to choose the template app. Now, which is the template app? The template app that I created. Oh, here it is. You see
okay.
this?
Mm-hmm.
I'll choose this. It'll say, okay. Now, when I send a user to the details app, of course, I don't want to send him with all the data set, right? I want to make sure to restrict him for certain data sets. For example, I can write an expression telling count of sales order ID.
Mm-hmm.
I can just say distinct count of. I don't want to send him for more than 200 sales order ID, or I can say more than 1,000. So
Okay.
he has to reduce. Now he can either select one territory ID or one ship method ID or a year or a month, but he can't go into details for more than 1,000 sales order IDs. Correct? Now I can just say create. This link will be created. This is one big challenge. I think the fields. My system is stuck for some reason. Just give me a second.
Okay.
All right. So your question was how do the values filters or transferred from one app to another, right?
Those parameters what you filter here just get passed over to the other sheet, right?
Right. They get passed when the field name should be matching. Right now, what happened was the field name was not matching because of that data manager. The field names were kind of created. I mean, they were qualified, so they were not matching. So right now, what I have done is sales order detail.
Okay. That's the name of the link. Okay.
Yeah, count of distinct sales. Now the name will match. Right now there are, I'll say 1,000 maximum rows. Create. Now this will get created. That's fine. I have done it. Now it is created over here. All I have to do is drag and drop this over here into this sheet, right? Every sheet I do this. Now what happens is all the users will get a bottom, you see here,
Okay.
option. The user, now he'll come to the app, he will see, okay, sales 109 million,
Mhm.
31,000 record orders. I want to see all the orders for territory 3.
Okay.
So like I said, 385 orders. The moment this total number of orders goes below 1,000, this
Mhm.
you saw it became green over here.
Okay, got it.
Right. So now what I can do, I can go here. So it will give me option generate new app. So if I hit this in the backend, it will take the template app that if you
Okay.
see here, it says details
Right,
underscore
right.
template. It will pass the filter called territory 3 and
Okay.
load the app, and it will create a new app. It is not loading the same old app. It is created a new app. So when I open the app, I will see all the detail level records only for territory ID 3 and for 385 records.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So now here I'm loading the detail level data from the orders table, right? From the QEDs. So imagine if I can do this also from the database. So what
Okay.
will happen? It will be a on-demand live database connectivity.
Okay. Okay. So the name of the app will be very dynamic every time it creates, and that app, once it's created, right? When you close the app, like, then that goes away, and every time, like, you click something, it creates a new app, right? Can you
Yeah.
save the
So
app which was created? I don't know if I'm asking this question right.
right, let me show you. You see this 657 details template app prod underscore. This was
Okay,
the new app that was created. This is a template that I created.
I
You see
understand.
with my name, with the user ID name, it has
Okay,
created a new app.
okay. So this app is permanent in this dashboard here. I'm in this workspace. So for example, like, the user may click 3, territory ID 3, they may click 5, 6, right? Just for looking at it. But every time it creates a new app, does it permanently store that app or sheet? Sorry, not app, sheet, right? It creates a sheet. Is that right?
No, it's creating a full app. Your
Oh,
understanding is right. Yeah, your question is very valid. So basically, we created this here, right?
right, right,
If I
right.
click on this, if I edit, so there are a couple of features that I didn't highlight. Maximum number of apps. So how many apps do you want the users to create? Like you said, right?
Okay,
Territory 3, 4, 5, 6. So you say, okay, no, one user can create at a time maximum 5 apps.
okay.
Never expires means that app, whatever 5 apps that he creates,
Uh-huh.
will be available to him till he deletes them.
Oh, okay, okay. I think that answers my
If
question.
you
Okay,
say days, you can say delete it after 1 day. If you say
okay,
hours, you can say delete it after 1 hour.
okay,
How
got it.
does that 1 hour calculate? Suppose I am a user, I created that app.
Mm-hmm,
Now I used and I closed that app, right?
mm-hmm.
From the time I closed it to 1 hour, after 1 hour it will be deleted.
Okay, after you close that app. Okay,
All right. When the app opens, where do you want the user to see? I'll say send it to the sheet.
okay.
I can do that. And
So,
where do you want it to be published? So you can either publish it to a dedicated stream or you
okay,
can publish it to the work area of the user. So
okay,
I'll say
okay.
save.
So it's a new
These are
app,
the
not the
capabilities.
sheet.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. So I can create new apps, another 4 apps. After that, I won't be able to,
okay, got it.
right? I've, as a user, I can delete if I don't want any app. So I can delete it or
Can
reload it.
okay. Can you go back to that the template app? I just and go to data load editor.
Hmm.
I just want to see that. Okay, I just want to understand this a little bit, right? So you're loading sales order detail here, right? I understand that. Then you are
Yeah.
loading product. Okay, I understand that. Where match, because like you need the sales order detail. You said where match, sales order ID.
Hmm.
Uh, this standard command called like ODAGN, right? On demand app generation, something like that.
Yeah. And the field name.
Underscore the field name.
Okay.
Okay,
Here the concept is where match is a statement in Qlik, which is similar to where in statement in SQL.
okay,
Okay. So I am telling where match sales order ID is the field from this table. Match
oh,
sales order ID in this ODAGN, ODAG N is nothing but ODAG number, numeric field. It gives numeric value. ODAG sales order ID. This field, this is like a variable which is getting all the list of 385 orders. So it is basically a this value, right?
uh-huh.
Is the list of all 385 orders. So it is matching all those orders to this table and fetching the data only for those tables.
Okay, okay. Now I understand.
Now
Okay,
for those orders, I have 385 products, right? I am getting the only the matching products from the products table.
okay.
Right? I'm using where exist. You know where exist, correct?
Right. You said like sorry. So where exists like it's like contains, right? Where it contains the product ID.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Can you go up a little bit? I'm sorry, and let me just make sure I understand this real. Sales order ID, okay. So you're loading that sales order ID table. Then from the sales order ID, the product ID. Um, sorry about that. Okay. So when you load product table, can you scroll down? What is the criteria there? So you load all the products where exists product ID. Okay. From that sales order table, the product ID, right? When you say product ID here, where exists, you are referring to this product ID from the previous table.
Yeah.
So this product ID here in the where exists. What is the product ID for which table it's matching to?
See, I'm
Oh,
just doing, yeah, to the previous one.
oh, okay, got it. Okay, and can you scroll down? And you're also like loading the product subcategory or product
Correct,
category
same way.
category. Same thing. Okay, product subcategory. Yep, got it. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. So this is the on-demand.
Yep, I got it. Okay.
Right. Now, this was on-demand app generation. All right. ODAG. So you understand the concept, correct? Summary level,
Correct.
detail level.
Hmm.
So when from the summary level, I could create a new app, correct?
Correct.
And I can go into the new app, correct?
Yes.
Now there was a challenge, right? So what the challenge was, a lot of users complained, okay, I have to go to another app to see information. I can't see things. I mean, it does not make sense. It is better if I can see that in the same app. So those are the questions that came up. So what Qlik did was they addressed the question. So what they said, okay, in the template app, I'm opening the template app. I'll go to the sheet, right? What they said is, okay, put all your visualizations into master visualization library. So we have these master items, right? Visualizations.
Okay.
We have you understand master visualization, right? So basically I can add this to master visualization library, correct?
Yes. So you can any object, chart object, or like any object you can add it to the visualizations.
Correct. Right. So I have added this to my master. So I have added these both charts. If I have more charts, I can add all further more charts. Once I've done this, so let's add more charts, right? That will give us some more information. What I'll do, I'll go to the fields. I'll say, okay, I have order ID, paste this. I think what we'll do is, correct, product ID wise, I think we'll use the product name better. Right, so I'll add this chart to the,
Okay.
so now I have product category wise also. Right now, how many charts I have? I have 5 charts in my master library, correct?
Okay.
Sorry, 4 charts in my master library.
Right.
So what Qlik did is, okay, now this was the detail app. If I generate ODAG, it will generate with those 4 visualizations. Now Qlik said, okay, you don't have to go to a separate app to get things. In the same summary level app,
Okay.
either in the same place, or what you do is you create a new sheet. Let's say I name this as details.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. In this, we worked with app navigation links, correct?
Right,
There's,
right.
you see dynamic views. So click this, same way how we created the ODAG, create a name,
Mhm.
select the template app. In this, the same template app details. Row limit, same thing I can give. I can say show these charts only when count of distinct. So this is very important where, when we are working with huge data sets, when you are
Yeah.
working with millions and billions of record, it is
Mm.
very important for you to restrict the number of records that can be fetched from a live DB.
I
Otherwise, you
understand.
will get into issue, right? So I'll say maximum 1,000 records. So create. Okay, there's one issue, right? This name should be unique across all your apps.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is
Okay.
one tricky thing that I've experienced. It should be unique across your apps. So you need to have a good naming convention. Now what I have is this sales order detail. The moment I create this link, it will create a link to the app and give me all the master visualization. You see here, category wise, details, product wise, total.
Okay.
Now all I have to do is set it up appropriately. Right now, these will not give me any visualization. The reason being that my condition is not met, correct?
Okay.
The
So
same
what?
view, I can build it over here. So it says, right, your current selections exceed the constraints. Now imagine I'm a user. I came over here. I
Mm-hmm.
want to see all the data for territory ID 7. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll select 7. I don't have to do on demand and go to a separate app. Just go to the next sheet. I will have live data fetched. Okay. So territory ID 7 has more records, more sales order ID, right? It has 2,000 sales orders. So let's select
Mm-hmm.
this one. Okay, when this one has 2,000, we'll pick up a territory with lesser. Right? So I'll just pick up 2, or for 3, let's say 3.
We can increase our.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah. So I'll just take 5 for now. So 5 has 486 orders. If I go to the next tab, I'll get all the details from the 466. So rather than going into a separate new app, a
Mm-hmm.
new additional app being created, the user gets a capability of within the app view, right? So he
Oh,
gets 486 with all the information on demand. So dynamic views. This is called as dynamic views, which is picking up steam, and a lot of customers are using. And this definitely helps you manage big data, right? Imagine billions of records rather than loading in memory. You can dynamically call them and understand.
oh, okay, okay, okay. So this one, like once created, this data is not stored in the QEF here.
No, it is not stored in the QA.
Okay. So in the previous example you showed, right? The dynamically created a sheet, right? Not this one, the navigation links, right? Dynamic navigation links. So when
The
that
app,
app created,
yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
when that app dynamic app is created, that is a QEF file which stores the value too, right? In that QEF.
Yes, yes, that stores the data. This
So,
dynamic views is more just like it fetches the data, displays it, and after it is done, it is done. You won't have a separate app available in the ODAG on-demand app generation. You'll have an app available for you.
okay, okay, okay. Here
Yeah,
is just a sheet. Okay, dynamically
right.
created. Okay, okay. And when you come, when you just like click the a previous arrow, this
Mhm.
will go away, or like this stays. When you clear
This
the
will stay
selection.
till the next refresh, right? So this will be till the next refresh.
Now, when you come back, right, and clear
Yeah,
the selections here,
it will go away.
selections.
It will just hold water. Yeah, it will go away. It will refresh again and it will tell you it's not matching the constraint.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
But it's still there, like it's still there as a page there. Okay.
correct.
How do you get rid of this one if you want to?
You can't get it. See, the whole idea is that's why you need to define what your use case is. The whole idea is to enable users to see details. So if
Okay.
somebody wants to
First
see
time,
five
the first
and
time
then
you
details,
select the criteria, it creates, right? Because before that it was not there, right? The first time you select that
no,
criteria,
no, no. It was there. It was there. It will always be there. Sheets. See, this sheet is always there. Details.
oh, okay, 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 okay. You created that
It was
sheet.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've created a sheet, so that sheet will always be there.
Okay, 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 okay. So you created like the master items in the dashboard sheet. Is that right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Then you created this detail sheet. And what is the connection between these two sheets? How did you connect?
See, I didn't connect. Okay. In this app, I have the dashboard sheet. I
Right.
created a new sheet. In that sheet, basically, I did a dynamic view connection, and from that connection, I brought in the objects.
Oh, okay, 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 okay. Do you mind like showing me the master items one more time? This category wise, detail wise, like how you created
That
public
is,
link, right?
yeah, right. That is in the template app. We created a templates app, right? So I go to the template app. In this app, I created those master items. Here I
Do we
come
need
over
a
here.
template app for this dynamic views?
Yeah,
Dynamic.
yeah, for both. See, for both ODAG and okay. See, ODAG and dynamic view work in this concept itself. You generally have a summary level app. Whatever
Okay,
selections you do or pass to the detail level, the
okay,
detail level app loads the data from the data source and the
okay,
detail level app will be there. Now in ODAG, on-demand app generation, user has to go to the separate app. In
I understand.
dynamic views, we can use those charts or visualizations into the main app itself so
The
that
same.
user does not have to go to the another app.
Okay,
In
okay,
ODAG, this new app, whenever the user generates, will be available for the user to reuse. But in
okay,
dynamic views, it is just for viewing within the same app.
okay. I understand. Can you go back to the template now? I want to just see that template app.
Yeah. So this is the template app. In this template app,
Okay.
I have defined the master visualizations.
Okay. You created that and added that to the master visualizations. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Got it. Now you create the template and okay. Got it.
Yeah.
And you created that like the product another app. I'm sorry, another sheet based on this template, right? The products you
Right.
create sheet. Do you mind like going back to that? The product sheet
Yeah.
you created. Okay. Yeah. So this sheet you created.
So in this app, this is my summary level app. I
Right.
created dashboards and details. Yes.
Okay. So what's the connection between this details and template? Probably I just want to refresh there. So you created this details from the template app, right? The template app.
Correct. These details will be created from the template app. Yes.
So where is the connection? How do I see the connection there?
This is the connection, dynamic views. This is
Okay.
create connection. We created a
That,
connection, right?
okay, the
This is the
drop.
connection.
Okay, got
Yeah.
it, got it. Detail.
If I
So
edit
that's
this, you will see the connection. Yeah. This is where I've defined 6
okay.
details template.
Got it, got it. Okay. Right, right. Probably this is the one I want to see. And this expression is to limit the limit distinct sales order IDs to be brought here. Okay.
Right.
And this is for the entire sheet, right? Um,
Yeah. This is for the entire. So this is not for the entire sheet. So basically, it is creating one connection and giving me all the objects. Now it is up to me whether I want to put all the objects into one sheet or I can put objects into multiple sheets.
okay. But instead of like
Here,
distinct
I'm
sales
defining a
order,
connection. Right? See here, what I've done, I've put 4 objects. Right?
right?
Maybe you might not want this object over here.
Okay.
So I just want 3 objects in the sheet. That's
Okay.
fine. It is up to you how you want to design it.
I understand. You can create another sheet like with the other object master item.
Correct. Yes.
And you can create the expression like for example, you had sales order ID as the distinct value you are bringing, right, in the expression. You can even give like any other measure.
Yeah. Yes. That would be yes in the template app, right? So in the template app, in my script, if your question is, can I add more where clauses? Yes, you can do. You can bind this. So you can say where match ODAG, and
Oh,
you can see and or whatever statement, right? You can say uh, or and match.
okay.
I can say, oh, here there is no other field that is matching over there. Suppose if
Oh,
carrier tracking was there, this field was there in the summary level app. So I can give it something like this.
okay, got it.
So you can add more where clause for the ODAC. You can control it in much better way.
Okay. Okay, I think like
Yeah.
I need to read through this. So what is the use case for that ODAC and this one? The only difference is just the way it is displayed, right? One creates an app and stores the value in the app. The other one is like it's an additional sheet in the same app, right? The
Sorry, I
dynamic view.
didn't get it. Sorry. What was that?
No, no,
I
no. So
didn't
the
understand.
difference between like um, the on-demand app creation and this dynamic
Mhm.
views is like the on-demand app creation. It creates a new app and stores the value there as if it's a separate app. But but this dynamic views like it's an additional sheet in the same app, uh, so that the user can view in the same app like without navigating to a different app, right?
Correct. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Right.
The
Yeah.
only advantage over that one is like it is a separate app and it stores the data. So if you want to take it further, you can just work on that dynamically create on demand created app, right? Whereas here like you cannot have that, you cannot do that.
Correct. Yeah.
Not a separate app. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, all right. This is what I had for.
Okay. Okay, Ezra. Yeah.
Right. So this is what I had. I think this is the basically the ODAG dynamic view and the big data part of it. So how you manage this big data.
So are you saying this is very specific, like, when you deal with the large volumes of data, right?
Yeah. Now this is very big. This is becoming very evident and very common now. So if you want to use it when you want to bring in huge amounts of data into Qlik, this is only the way that you have to do it.
Right.
Otherwise, the old traditional way of in memory is gonna put a lot of challenge and
Right.
fix you up.
Because the projects, like, we work on, we are looking at millions of records. So we definitely
Correct.
like
Correct.
have to, get
Yeah,
through
it
things.
is always better. Yes.
Right. Okay. All right, Ezra.
All right, then we'll catch up tomorrow and
Okay.
continue the other aspects. We'll look at security and the other things. Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So one thing, Ezra, I want to just give a heads up. Tomorrow I should be available 80%. There is a 20% chance, but I will let you know in advance.
Sure. Let me know. Yeah.
All right. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah,
No worries. Yeah. Let me know. Yeah.
I should be back by 7:30, but I'll let you know. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Ezra,
All
do
right.
you mind, like, sending that PPT file? I want to just take a look at that.
I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Hi, man. Have a good day.
Same to you. Thanks. Bye. Bye. Bye.